So are Them Crooked Vultures one of the greatest supergroups of all time? Yes, absolutely. 100%, no argument there. Goodbye, everybody. That's all we got to say. All joking aside, they are one of my personal favorites. For those of you who don't know who they are, it all started back in 2002 when a lovely little relationship formed between frontman from Queens of the Stone Age became friends with Dave Grohl. Basically stemming from Dave Grohl's fandom of Josh's previous band, Caius. When Josh had to switch drummers in Queens of the Stone Age in 2002 for their album Songs for the Deaf, he called on his new friend, Dave Grohl. And to me, that album, and it ended up into just a big amalgamation of awesome sauce that I still love to this very day. Fast forward to 2009 when Josh and Dave had a conversation of, you know what, maybe we should get together and, have a little fun, if you know what I mean. A wink. Musically, I mean, not sexual. Well, maybe sexual, I don't know. If that's what they're into, good on them. I'm sure they, once or twice. Anyways, they decided to enter the studio. And when discussing who should be playing bass, Dave Grohl mentioned that he was friends with John Paul Jones of Led Zeppelin fame. And with that, they went to the studio and made 13 songs that just chef's kiss. Now, there are multiple reasons why I think that Them Crooked Vultures are such an amazing supergroup. First of all, it gave all three members a showcase to really show what they can absolutely do. In the case of Josh Homme, I feel like before Them Crooked Vultures, Josh Homme had a sound that he was known for. Partly because his first band, Caius, was a really important part of what was known as the Palm Desert scene or stoner rock. For me, I feel like Queens of the Stone Age was his attempt to kind of shake that sound off. I feel like Queens of the Stone Age's first 5 albums were amazing. They're really great works of art. You can still hear even a nugget of that sound in there. I feel like Them Crooked Vultures really gave Josh the ability to just, in a sense, just try anything. Just have complete freedom. There's no pressure. Just do what you want to do. And we really start to see that in Queens of the Stone Age's later 3 albums. Those being Like Clockwork, Villains, and also In Times New Roman. All 3 amazing albums, by the way. If you're an earlier Queens fan and you were kind of on the fence with those albums, give another listen. They're just amazing. I think also for John Paul Jones, even though that John Paul Jones was a legend in his own right before he came to this project, I think casual people just probably thought of him as he's the bass player from Led Zeppelin. And first of all, an amazing bass player. But I don't think people really understood what he brought to that band. The way that I look at it, Led Zeppelin was basically a blues rock band that had almost a progressive rhythm section with, John Paul Jones and John Bonham. Them Crooked Vultures really gave him the opportunity to really showcase what he actually brought to the table. From not just his straight up bass work, but also his experimentation with the instrument. What people don't realize is it's not just a straight up 4-stringed bass guitar he's playing. He's also experimenting with fretless basses, playing his bass with a slide. He did a lot of keyboard work on there. So just seeing him just be able to do this in a modern setting, 2 guys in Josh Homme and Dave Grohl that really kind of pushed him to the forefront in a way. And let's not forget Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl being a no slouch in the songwriting department himself. Over the years, I have had a lot of people tell me that, Dave Grohl's not a good drummer. He's not that great. This album is the perfect showcase of Dave Grohl behind the drums. It's this with a close second being Queens of the Stone Age's Songs for the Deaf. It also showcases his work ethic, because what people don't know is he was actually doing work with the Foo Fighters while he was producing this album. So much so that he had actually had a caffeine-induced panic attack that sent him to the hospital. There's a video somewhere on YouTube. Just YouTube Fresh Pots, and you'll be pleasantly entertained by Dave Grohl going crazy for
Justin Fresh Pot!
No.
I think it's like a 3 to 4 minute video. This one album, what I feel like is the perfect collaboration. A lot of times when you get these supergroups forming, you tend to get a lot of egos coming together. And a lot of times them butting heads causes a lot of issues with artist creation. Them Crooked Vultures, sure, all three of these members have egos. But I feel like all three of these people never really let their egos get in the way of the art. These are also three people that like to collaborate. From what I've seen, the first 4 Queen's albums, they were barely a band. It was just Josh bringing in all of his friends to just write these albums. And you've got laid back Dave Grohl, who can just, go with the flow. John Paul Jones, before being in Led Zeppelin, was a session musician, so he knows how to work with other artists. It was just the perfect 3 people coming together. It worked out perfectly. And then how can we get through this without even remotely talking about the songs from that album? 13 songs. Some of them are weird, some of them are out there, but I don't think any of them are even remotely filler. The album opens up with what I like to call Josh Hommes' Drunken Swagger. Just this weird flow of a song that you're never quite sure where the beat is, but somehow at the same time there's a groove that you can lock into. Even the more straightforward songs like, Dead End Friends, and Newfang still end up having these weird soundscapes around them that just adds that extra sauce to it. And then we have Elephants. Elephants is actually one of my favorite Josh Homme riffs of all time. I would play it right now, but none of my guitars are tuned for that song, so sorry. But just go ahead and listen to that intro and outro riff, and just nice. It's great. I like it. And then we have all of the just straight up out there tracks like Spinning in the Daffodils, The Reptiles, Warsaw, all of the other ones that just seem so almost drug fueled in a way. Like, where does this stuff come from? Everything just being out there, but somehow locked into just this single package that flows from start to finish. I like it. It's good. I like the taste. It tastes good in my mouth, in my ear holes. All in all, are there better supergroups out there? Yeah, probably. But this one, it was just near and dear to my heart. And to me, that is why they are one of the greatest supergroups. Because at the end of the day, music is subjective. We shouldn't be taking it so seriously. If it sounds good to you in your little ear holes, then to you, it's the most greatest thing you've ever heard. I think we get in this trap of just taking music way too seriously in ways that it doesn't need to be taken seriously. Yes, music can be something that you are so passionate about, that you love, that is just a part of your life. But do we really have to get so hung up on it and angry about it? Can't we just like the things that we like? Just enjoy it, huh? But long story short, yes, Them Crooked Vultures is one of the greatest supergroups of all time. I have spoken. Whether or not you agree with me, it is the truth, 100%. Don't argue. Don't even try and argue with me. Don't even try it. Do not. Do not. Actually, go ahead. Comments, go ahead and argue with me. Come on, let's do this. Let's fight, y'all. Anyways, that's it. Go ahead and give me a like and subscribe, all of that kind of stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.